our club was born out of a deep passion for local soccer and pride in our community. In the off-season, we have been building, working, and striving for more. This season, we honor the roots that run deep. And what makes Ballard our home. Up the stakes, up the stoke, up the bridges.
Left-footed service from Robles. Open header and a goal! Kingston trying to break free on the left side. Looking over the top. Good dropping ball! Oh, what a header!
Good evening and welcome into Interbay Soccer Stadium. Peyton Barron's Cole Weaver bringing you this Western Conference quarterfinal live from Seattle, Washington. It's Ballard FC against New Mexico United U23s. It's going to be a riveting matchup that we have on hand here, the first part of a doubleheader weekend. The semifinal of this Western Conference tournament is going to take place Sunday right here, same spot, 2 p.m., where the winner of tonight's match is going to have a date against Ole Town FC, who came in today and had a huge 4-0 win earlier this afternoon to advance. But now we are just minutes away from kickoff here. Peyton Barron's Cole Weaver. Cole, what a big matchup this is for Ballard FC. It's been a stunning season, to say the least. 10-1-1 so far on the year. What does Ballard have at stake tonight?
Oh, everything. I mean, this is what every team is looking to accomplish towards the end of the season, and this is game time, and we're looking forward to see the results of today. Obviously, Ole Town got it done earlier this afternoon, and we're hoping to see Ballard get it done as well. And we got a strong lineup to prove for it as well today.
Yeah, and it's a great-looking lineup. And, I mean, you start with a lot of familiar names in the back. Lars Hellerin sticks out. Bernie in the back line alongside Tetsane. Talk to me about that back line and how important defense is when you get into single elimination tournament play.
Yeah, consistency is key. Obviously, they've built a relationship throughout the season. I think Damian Alvarez coming in and filling in the shoes of obviously the injured Christian Eggman, I definitely see that being a key partnership for this game. And if they can establish some rhythm really early in the game, I think that's going to be a big part to this match, and hopefully we'll see Ballard come up on top.
And in the attack, I mean, you have 6 lethal names on this Ballard FC team that you can pick from, but who's going to stand out today for Ballard FC in order to get a victory?
Yeah, I mean, 3 names step out to me right away. Obviously, Declan McGlynn coming in back to the Ballard team from his time away, and Peter Kingston, as always, a threat on the wing, and the big man up top, Korzanowski, obviously 11 goals on the season, quite an incredible stat so far. So between those 3, I think we can see a lot of action.
And I think looking at the New Mexico United side, you got a couple of players that you got shut down in there, but most notably Miles Merritt and Andres Robles, who are both signed to first-team contracts with this New Mexico United side who plays in the USL Championship. So, I mean, you got to focus on that midfield. Who's picking up that role defensively on Ballard's side to shut down those top-tier talents?
Yeah, obviously a Bailey Leatherman role in this system is very key, with a 6 being able to hold and really provide that shielding in front of the back line and really connecting the field as they build out through the back, as Ballard likes to do. I think he's got a really key role defensively here today.
One of the biggest things that stands out to me for this New Mexico United lineup that came in today is that they brought 5 players on the bench. They didn't bring a full bench. They don't have a backup goalkeeper. Depth seems to be a little bit of an issue, and you have a warm day here in Seattle, 81 degrees at kickoff. Playing on an artificial turf surface, could fatigue be an issue for this New Mexico United team?
Oh, without a doubt. And you look out into the crowd here. I mean, it's another packed stadium, as we're getting very used to at Pagliacci Pitch, and it's something where home field advantage is definitely key, and Ballard's going to look to take advantage of that as much as they can.
Cole, talk to me about some of the differences between this year's squad, last year's squad. Last year's squad makes a run to the Western Conference Finals. They appear, fall short of the ultimate goal of reaching those national finals. But then in this season, you have a lot of players who fall out midway through, go and sign professionally. You have a coaching change midway through the season. What kind of toll has that taken, and how different is that going into this playoffs compared to last year?
Yeah, that's a great question. Obviously, last year as a team, when I was a part of the squad, there was a lot of changes that happened then. There's been a lot of changes this year as well. But as we've seen, there's been the ability to adapt. There's been multiple different rotation pieces throughout the squad. And again, there's more rotation today. This is a starting 11 that we've never seen play all together initially at the beginning of a game before. And so, as we go into today, we're going to look to see some resilience. Obviously, subs coming off the bench is a big key part to any sort of playoff run. And, we're looking to repeat some history of what we did last year and hopefully go a little bit further as well.
And Ballard FC being able to host these Western Conference quarterfinals and semifinals on Sunday, hoping to get there on Sunday. And that would be a matchup against Ole Town, who is just down the road, just down in I-5, and the only team who has given Ballard FC a loss so far on the season in a tough match. I mean, this Ballard FC team, one of the best that the USL League 2 has to offer, 2.58 points per match. What's been the overall key success for Ballard FC?
I think it's definitely been, that number 9 up front. We saw a couple games throughout the season when both Stas and obviously Alex Mejia went on and started his professional career, but when they don't have that solid number 9 up top, it's been a little bit difficult. Today we're seeing Stas back in the lineup as he has been since he returned, and that'll be a big key point to this game, and let's see who gets the goal first here today.
Kickoff coming up right after these messages. Don't go anywhere. USL League 2 Western Conference quarterfinals coming up next right here on YouTube.
Welcome to the Georgian Dragons, Seattle's established home for footy since 1995 and proud broadcast sponsor of Ballard Football Club. Home to classic English pub food, 24 draft beers, a large whisky selection and craft cocktails. With a beer garden, heated patio and cosy pub, the George has everything for good times with friends and family. And weekly events such as pub trivia and karaoke. Open 11am till 2am daily and even earlier for all your favourite football clubs, national teams and cup tournaments. When you're at the Georgian Dragon, you're family, and here at the George we say welcome home. Go Ballard FC and up the bridges.
goalkeeper, number 1, Lord Hillary. Defender, number 4, Leo Birdie. Forward, number 7, Charlie Gaffney. Forward, number 10, Peter Kingston. Midfielder, number 14, Bailey Leatherman. Defender, number 21, Damien Alvarez. Defender, number 22, Kai Briscoe. Midfielder, number 26, Danny Robles. Midfielder, number 34, Declan McLean. Forward, number 45, Stars Korsanowski. And your captain, defender, number 12, Lesion Tatsane. Before we honor the national anthem of the United States, we would like to first acknowledge that we are gathered upon the ancestral lands of the Coast Salish peoples, specifically the Duwamish, Suquamish, and Stillaguamish. We thank them for their immense contributions to our state and local history, culture, economy, and identity as Washingtonians. Additionally, the United Soccer League, its teams, and its players stand together in support of diversity, inclusivity, equality, and compassion. Please join us for an 11-second moment of silence as we are all united against racism. Thank you. For all those willing and able, please rise and remove your hats for the playing of the national anthem.
Welcome back into Interbay Soccer Stadium here as we get ready for the Western Conference quarterfinals. Ballard FC, New Mexico United, U23. Peyton Barron's Cole Weaver here to bring you all the action on this Friday night matchup. It's going to be Ballard FC in their beautiful home champagne kits. It's New Mexico United, U23 in the black with the yellow trim. Moments away from kickoff here, Cole, looking at everything going on, the size matchup. I really want to say Ballard FC has the height advantage, the size advantage, and maybe it looks like the more well-rounded team when you take the eye test into consideration.
Yeah, definitely early on. I mean, Ballard is usually holding the size advantage with most teams they come up against with a pretty tall back line, and obviously with Stas Korsnowski up top being a presence as always. But really interested to see this matchup early on. Obviously, these two teams have never faced each other before. It's going to be a lot of new faces coming up, and we're looking to see how each team steps and grows into the game.
75 and sunny is the weather conditions that we have at kickoff here as we stand ourselves just moments away. It's going to be an interesting one to see how fast Ballard FC can start. Oftentimes you find yourself in the first 10 minutes seeing what the game is going to pan out like as you take a look at our starting lineups. Who here is going to get the tone set early for Ballard FC?
Yeah, I think right in the midfield there with Bailey Leatherman, he's been the connector all season, and I think the role that he has is so, what he does is so valuable to this team and linking the play. Obviously, Ballard likes to play from the back, and let's go through the lineups here really quickly.
And yeah, so you have Lars Hellerin in the back, Tasane alongside Alvarez, Bernie, Briscoe is your back line, Leatherman, McGlynn, Robles is the midfield, and the three attackers, Ballard FC, Peter Kingston, Charlie Gaffney, and Stas Korzanowski. Ooh, that's going to be a mouthful for me all night long. New Mexico United, that is goalkeeper Anthony Munoz, not NFL Hall of Famer Anthony Munoz. Alongside in that back line is Astorga Lopez Vela. Vela, somebody that you got to keep an eye on, number 3 on the back line, alongside Joaquin Torres. Alejandro Robles Merritt, alongside another Alejandro, a couple of brothers in this attack, Gabe Alejandro and Nick Alejandro. Tristan Smellsberger and Cargo O'Hara round out the starting 11. Notice the benches for New Mexico United. Small bench, 5 players out there. Fitness could be an issue here early.
Yeah, and obviously right before kickoff, we see Ballard definitely winning the coin toss. And I think first time this season, Lars Hellerin has not had the sun in his eyes. And goalkeeper on the other side of the field will definitely have a little bit of an issue. I know more than most that's not an easy task, and it definitely makes things a little difficult.
So Anthony Munoz will have to be battling all 10 attackers for Ballard FC and the sun. It's always a tough battle when you have to throw Mother Nature into it. We are underway here at Interbay Soccer Stadium. Long ball out of the back. And Lars Hellerin gets the ball in his hands early. As a goalkeeper, is it nice to be able to get a touch on the ball within the first couple of minutes just
Always.
To get yourself feeling like you're in the game?
Especially in a game like this where there's obviously a lot on the line and there's a lot of pressure. And Lars Hellerin is no stranger to some difficult games and some difficult matchups, but obviously Ballard looking to continue their playoff run and go a little bit further than we did last year, and obviously look to get out of these initial stages.
A big thank you to the Georgian Dragon Pub for providing today's broadcast. Korzanowski into the attack. Loses his footing. Turf Monster may have caught up with him. And neither team able to string together a couple of passes out here quick. Here's Tasane.
Ballard early on really looking to set the intention. They lose possession here in the midfield, though.
Tough turnover, and it's cleaned up by Alvarez. Alvarez, a big body in the back and a sure-footed center back. Ball intended down the line for Gaffney, but it's deflected.
And as we see the tactical matchup here, New Mexico leaving essentially a 4-5-1 formation, really trying to clog up the space in the middle of the field, leaving just one attacker up top. Interesting to see if they're going to be willing to let Ballard hold most of the possession throughout this game, or how long they're willing to press, as obviously we're seeing right now.
Hellerin with the ball at his feet, working with Alvarez. High press coming from the United U23s. Don't know if we would expect that early with such a short bench. But coming on the road, this is a team that does extremely well on the road. They have 6 wins on the season, 6-0-4, but they have 4 of their 6 wins came on the road. Only 2 home wins so far this season. So this could be a tough matchup for Ballard, sort of a trap game, if you will. He's taking a turn up the line. Kingston gets his feet taken out from underneath him. And Robles restarts quickly. Gaffney plays inside for McGlynn. McGlynn now through. Gaffney couldn't get a touch on it, but Ballard FC wins their first corner of the day.
Yeah, we mentioned the size matchup early on in this game. We're going to see what sort of defensive formation New Mexico is going to take up here, whether it's more of a zonal or a man-mark system. Early on, it looks like it's definitely leaning towards a hybrid system of a zonal with 4 across the front. Interestingly enough, leaving players off of the post. Personally, I always like to have a front post man, and we'll see how that plays out.
McGlynn, the left-footed in-swinger, on the way. Curls, goes right at the goal, and Munoz makes a good save. I think he's hoping to see the sun get into the eyes of Anthony Munoz there. Munoz is able to make the catch.
And I have no problem with that. Definitely early on in the game, make the goalkeeper work, kind of test his range, and Declan McGlynn very two-footed.
McGlynn misses on a challenge that Andreas Robles plays out of. 2 Robleses in the midfield, 1 for New Mexico United and 1 for Ballard FC. This is a good ball down the line. Back onto the right foot. This is Torres. Torres now inside for Robles. Back with Torres. And a nice string of possession here for the United U23s.
Yeah, we can definitely start to see the style of play. Getting in behind, but willing to pull out of the attack and reset with possession, kind of luring the Ballard offensive up the field and giving them a lot more space to operate as we see it transition from a 4-5-1 really into more of a 4-3-3 with those wingers pushing high.
Torres loses possession. Kingston plays back for Tassane. Chip ball over the top. Ballard FC looking to try and play a little direct through the wings today. Vela playing up the lines with Astorga. A crushing tackle in the middle from Bernie. It's never one that you want to end up on the back end of.
Yeah, and that right there. There's the dirty work done by Billy Leatherman in the center of the field. Just breaking up play. Obviously had help from his center back. But that's the work that's going to need to be done throughout the course of this 90 minutes, really to make sure they maintain possession throughout this game.
Gaffney chest down for Briscoe, back over the top. Briscoe's playing a really high line on that right-hand side.
Yeah, we definitely will see these outside backs push on. Tatsane, I'll tell you, one of the most technically gifted players in this league, and I can say that with high confidence. I mean, you don't make your national team for no reason, and Kai Briscoe is no one to be trifled with as well. So we'll see how they operate throughout the course of this game.
Kingston on the takeover. Trying to get away from 5 black shirts. Finds McGlynn. McGlynn turns, has Gaffney, but goes for Kornizowski. Pulled. Kornizowski keeping the ball, still rolling it. And now we're going to have a free kick in a dangerous situation. Looks about 23 yards outside of the goal, and Munoz is going to have the sun in his face. That is great hold-up play from your number 9.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want, and that's definitely what he's been doing all season. You know, wasn't too long ago where we saw Peter Kingston put one of these right in the side netting from about this distance. So very central, very difficult for a goalkeeper to manage. Obviously, Munoz having the sun in his face just adds another variable. 3 standing over the ball, all very capable of taking this free kick.
And as we enter into the 7th minute of play here, Ballard FC looking to try and get their first quality opportunity on goal. Kingston's going to step off. McGlynn and Robles are over it. Robles has scored from this distance with likes of the Tacoma Defiance. Declan McGlynn has done so as well in both his collegiate career and in this very USL League 2.
As a goalkeeper here, you really need to have a lot of faith in your wall. Set aside one side and make sure you don't get beat on the other.
It's a 5-man wall. McGlynn on the run-up. Right foot curler. McGlynn, no!
That's a good save.
And the follow-up from Kornizowski almost gives Ballard the lead here in the 7th minute.
Yeah, Munoz doing very well. Obviously trusted his wall, was favoring his left side, but got a strong right hand down, pinned that ball well, and make sure there was no rebounds because there were biters at the end there ready for any sort of simple tap-ins.
Kornizowski doing a lot of good things here early. The hold-up play to get the foul, the follow-up. He's doing the dirty work that a big number 9 needs to do.
Just like your goalkeeper, you want your number 9 to get involved early.
Alvarez header doesn't go far. Tatsane runs out of room on the sideline, and it's away for a New Mexico United throw-in. Ballard FC comes into this match on a 4-game win streak that does include a friendly. The other side of things, New Mexico United coming off of a loss. Here's a quick counter. Gaffney off the turnover. Looks inward. Finds Robles. McGlynn, top of the area. Goes outside. Robles shot far post, and it's just too wide.
Intricate play. Declan McGlynn at the center of it, always causing problems with options in front of him. Robles continuing his run and just dragging it wide. That's a great opportunity, but we love to see those opportunities within the first 10 minutes of a match.
It's attacking 5 for Ballard FC. They are playing in such tight spaces and connecting these passes. It's incredible to see from such a good attacking core. Munoz, a little bit of pressure. Gets it away just barely, and it's out for a throw, and that is what the Ballard FC high pressure will do.
All season we've seen teams really struggle with Ballard's emphasis towards putting pressure in the final third, and there's a goalkeeper error, probably not the first we'll see tonight. And Kai Briscoe on the far side here, definitely with the ability to launch into the box with bodies ready to attack.
Ballard sends up all the numbers. Throw in, goes over the head. Gaffney can't get on the end of it. Quick turnover. Leatherman strike. Munoz with the first save, and it's cleared away. Tatsane with a great touch to himself. Can't get the second ball down intended for Robles. Andreas Robles now coming out the other way through the midfield. Gaffney on the turnover. He has some space. He's got some real estate, and a little miscommunication with Korzanowski as they were debating, checking 2, going through, and it just misread.
That right there is where we've seen Ballard vulnerable all season, though. The pressure that we felt on top of the pitch, the commitment of offensive numbers on a defensive side of the field. They're losing times during a game is when they lose possession high up the field and are countered very quickly. And again, that's why I highlighted Bailey Leatherman in the center of the field, and he's done very well so far in the first 10 minutes of this game to break up those plays and disband those counterattacking opportunities for New Mexico.
Ballard FC, a very fast team. They like to get out. They like to counter. We've seen New Mexico put together a couple of spells of possession. Ballard FC, it's get the ball and go and attack. They are running downhill nonstop.
Yeah, all season I've said it, and I'm sure this won't be the first time I'll say it today, but Ballard FC with purposeful passing throughout the course of 90 minutes. Every single play throughout the game is with a clear intent of what they're trying to accomplish, and they're not just giving away possession of the ball for the sake of passing the ball. They're doing it with the purpose of finding space and ultimately a goal-scoring opportunity.
Nicole, from what you've noticed, we saw the mid-season takeover with Jason Farrell taking on new opportunities, Ethan O'Neill taking over. The ideology has stayed the same more or less, yes or no?
For sure. Yeah, and obviously, we've talked about this all season. With leagues like this, you have so little time to really integrate a team and build that chemistry and the rapport throughout the squad. And a new coach coming in, I'll tell you what, they definitely had a talk before all that to make sure that the identity of the team stayed very similar. And ultimately, it's the players that create the identity. The coach can mold them, they can do all of these different pieces, but the key figures on the field that you see, the Declan McGlynn's, the Peter Kingstons, the Stas Korzanowskis, all of these key players of the team, they're the ones that bring the identity, and that's what we've seen continue.
Robles dribbling away to safety. Plays back. Ballard FC now starting to settle in, keep more possession as they build up an attack rather than look for the diagonal ball into the corners. Halloran off of his line, big clearance. Ballard FC will thank him for bringing that ball to safety. And a wonderful touch. Oh, just nearly. As the pitch not wide enough. Joaquin Torres on the throw. New Mexico United has not been able to get heavy into the attack. Helleran has had quite a quiet first half, and here comes Ballard FC again. Gaffney dances around one, can't get past the second, but maybe this ball's going to fall to him and give him another chance. Clearance up the line.
Yeah, New Mexico really just struggling to maintain possession here, as they clearly look to play out of the back. We've seen a couple opportunities up the field where they've neglected to continue and push. Pulled out the play and reset through a goalkeeper in multiple circumstances, but again, Ballard doing very well through the top half of the field to maintain the pressure, break up play, and win the ball in very dangerous parts of the pitch.
Here's another high press showing from New Mexico United. Works out in their favor. They're about to settle possession here. Good turn. No foul called. Love to see play staying going. Quick turnover. The build-up. Torres now goes inside. Calls for it back. Titsane with a great toe poke. Finds Robles. Now Merritt turning out of it. This is one of those New Mexico United players on a first-team contract. Miles Merritt does a great job keeping possession. Robles up the line. Dangerous ball with Declan McGlynn pressuring. And this one has to get lobbed back to safety. Merritt wide. Smelsberger now tries to switch the field. Kergo O'Hira wearing the number 9, and he has been very active for New Mexico United, pushing the high line as well as dropping himself all the way back into the midfield, staying active and trying to stay connected as a 9 in this 4-5-1, 4-3-3 combination that they're playing.
Yeah, this New Mexico team definitely looks very fluid in terms of the rotation between players and the willingness to interchange. We'll come back to that here in a moment.
Kornzowski now has an opportunity. The flag stays down. His shot, it scores, and we have our opener in Seattle.
Out of nothing. Ball picked up in play. Kornzowski in way too much space. United back line staring at each other in disbelief, giving a man with 11 goals on the season that much time. He's not going to miss those opportunities in these type of games.
Kai Briscoe with the assist, and that was just a perfectly weighted ball to run on for Kornzowski to be able to just tap home. And like we've been talking about all day, he is doing exactly what good number 9s do. He's being able to do all the dirty work, and then when he gets in front of goal, he's going to put it away. And that's exactly what Ballard FC has here. 1-0 in the 16th minute.
Absolutely clinical. Never was a doubt. Composure in front of the goal. Buries it. Exactly what we need to see. 15 minutes into this game. Ballard ahead, holding the advantage.
So my general rule of thumb is to ask my color commentator how the match is looking when you get about a quarter of the way into the match, 15 minutes in. So Cole, how's this looking for Ballard FC right now?
It's great so far. I don't want to put a commentator's curse. I mean, the team has done very good so far to putting pressure on the ball in parts of the pitch that they want to win. And ultimately, all of the names that we've identified pre-match have come up very large so far. The back line has done great to snuff out any sort of danger. Lars has had a quiet 15 minutes. Bailey Leatherman has been active in breaking up play. Robles, Peter Kingston connecting the field. And Kornzowski, as we've seen all season, really getting involved in the top of the pitch and putting away those chances that we want to see.
One thing off camera after that goal, New Mexico United, they huddled up outside the top of the 18, and they had a team talk about what they needed to change. And maybe here it is right now in action, cutting into the box, dribbling, driving, and cleared away at the last second. And that's Smelsberger there, being able to get into a dangerous area. Smelsberger is being a dangerous player thus far. Lob ball. Settled and reset. Merritt. Chip ball through. The cross. Had a man there, and it's just over the head. And that is good build-up play from New Mexico United, and that is how you answer back following a goal. Within 2 minutes of that goal going in, they put a little bit of pressure into the defensive end of Ballard FC.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you need. Going down early in a match, you need to see a response. You need to see some sort of guile from your team, and New Mexico really stepping to the plate here, and I commend them for their wantingness to continue to play and pressure the back line.
Kingston nearly falls to the ground, keeps himself up, crawls, and is able to maintain possession. Dangerous ball, though. It's a turnover, bad area. Robles has room to cross, right foot, tries to lob it. Tetsane doesn't let it happen. He has enough room to keep it in. And he's going to deflect it away for, oh, it's going to stay in on the line. That full ball did not rotate over the line. Korzanowski wears a little bit of contact. It's away for a New Mexico throw, and Ballard FC not thrilled about the physicality.
Really starting to see New Mexico drop a 6 in between the two center backs and push the outside backs up, as here's one of them all the way on the other side. Torres causing problems and winning throw-ins in dangerous parts of the pitch.
Joaquin Torres plays the ball on the ground inward. Smellsberger. Great ball on the ground. Nobody home, but when you can roll a ball on the carpet like that, it's going to be a dangerous ball. Here's Korzanowski now. Diagonal. It's a great weighted pass. Gaffney has McGlynn backside. He's going to go back for Korzanowski. The little touch is not enough to get past Munoz. And it's away for the second corner of the evening for Ballard FC. But look at the counterattack and let the big man run.
I'll tell you what, great counterattack. Charlie Gaffney's got pace. Sent him just a slight smidge wide, but Munoz coming up very big for his team, getting off his line early, not giving Korzanowski any real space to operate in. And, you know, that's exactly what you need from a goalkeeper in times like this. 1-0 down, keeping the team in the game.
So we saw McGlynn take the first corner left-footed. Now you're going to have Robles over the top of it, left-footed. He curls this one, back 6. The header goes straight in the air. Munoz stays on his line. McGlynn's going to chase this one as it clears away. Kingston dribbling one-on-one, beats his man, left foot chip, back post, Korzanowski, and the header's over the goal. He had everything set up perfectly, and I think he's going to owe Peter Kingston a nice dinner after missing that one, because Kingston should have himself an assist.
I tell you what, though, Kingston has been doing that all season, and he has laid that on a platter multiple times for Korzanowski. I think Kingston can forgive him for that one, but maybe not too many more with a game like this with what's on the line. But fantastic work from Kingston. That's almost a trademark move from him. Quick step over, push down the line, beautifully weighted ball into the 6, but couldn't capitalize.
Leatherman and McGlynn applying pressure. New Mexico United being able to keep on top of the ball here. 21st minute, Peyton Barron's Cole Weaver bringing you this Western Conference quarterfinal action live from the Interbay Soccer Stadium. Home of Ballard FC hosting these playoffs this weekend. Winner of today's match goes and plays Old Town on Sunday.
What a result from Old Town earlier, though. 4-0. Really strong. Obviously didn't finish top of the group with Ballard doing so, and come back to you here in a moment.
The chest and a well-passed chest pass back to Hellerin. But yeah, no kidding, with Old Town coming in, being able to play, semi kind of a home game, it's very unlikely whenever you are not hosting and you are still able to sleep in your own bed for these kind of tournaments. And Old Town comes in, they get a 4-0 win, and then they get a chance to play one of the top teams around for a chance to go to the Western Conference Final.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that's a game I'd love to see. That'll be a rowdy stadium if it isn't already.
Ballard FC licking at the chops to try and get another chance at Old Town FC. 1-2, lost one. They lost the most recent one. Old Town finally got the number, but a good rivalry is being built here in USL League 2 in the Pacific Northwest between those two squads. Tetsane turns, looks upfield. Little pressure from behind. Nothing much for the national team man. Now it goes for Kingston. A nutmeg. He's going to carry. Go for Tasane. Tasane now down to the byline, still carrying, and it's away for the third corner.
Peter Kingston, just take a bow already. I mean, the trouble that man is causing on the wings, it's got to be mentally deteriorating for an outside back to get constantly beat and beat down the line. What can you do at that point other than foul him?
I don't know if there's a better left-hand side than what Ballard FC has between Tasane and Kingston. Kingston over to take the corner, right-footed ball. He's going to float this straight at Munoz. Munoz being blocked by Korzanowski. Still bouncing in a dangerous area, and it's finally flicked, headed away, but McGlynn corrals. Kingston again. He's going to cut and beat him. Once more, Kingston past another. He wants a third. Kingston. The tap on the byline. And Robles cannot believe what opportunity he just missed. Peter Kingston is putting on a clinic on this left wing.
My word. Children watching, anybody looking to develop to the next level that plays on the wing, study Peter Kingston. That's all I'm going to say about the topic.
Tell you what, there's world-class soccer being played in Miami, New Zealand, and Ballard tonight. Ball into the box. McGlynn can't settle. Chipped up over the top of Gaffney. It's going to run away for a goal kick. Peter Kingston so far has been nothing short of spectacular.
I'll tell you what, though, just to play devil's advocate, obviously only 1-0. This game is not over. And I don't want to get too ahead of ourselves here. Obviously, Ballard playing some fantastic football 25 minutes into this game. But some of these chances we need to see being put in the back of the net. Golden opportunities with high-quality finishers across the pitch. I don't know if they'd be happy 1-0 going into half.
And with what they've left out there, definitely not. Now you see, I think that Ballard FC is smelling a little bit of blood because Declan McGlynn is pushing up almost high like a second striker, which would then essentially put this Ballard team into a 4-2-4. Inward play, long ball out of the back. Tatsane is not going to get beat by Torres. That's a wonderful ball to find Kingston. Now here's a long ball diagonal. Gaffney chasing it down. Munoz is going to do enough to keep Gaffney away from it. Pick up and roll out. Merritt can't beat Robles. Ballard might have numbers here. Kingston backside. He calls for it. He gets it. Settled on the touch. Kingston can't get through the defense. Talk about crashing on the back line. New Mexico United dodging bullets left and right. Here's Kingston again. Cross. Korzanowski off the crossbar. You have got to be kidding me.
Chance after chance, and at the center of it, every time, Peter Kingston doing work, but just can't get the final touch. And that's a great save from Munoz, by the way. I don't want to take credit away. Makes himself big, not for the first time this half, keeping his team alive. New Mexico soaking up pressure. They need to make some changes.
Korzanowski could potentially have a hat trick at this point as we are sitting in the 26th minute. Though this New Mexico United team seems unfazed on this back line, confidently playing the ball back and forth between Munoz and the rest of the back line. That's something that, is a little... It's intimidating to see if you're Ballard FC with how much pressure you've applied to their net, and New Mexico United is not backing down at all with what their game is, which is build up out of the back and work the possession, draw yourselves out, and that's what they're going to stick to.
Yeah, obviously the relationship between a professional team with New Mexico, and obviously we've talked about some of these players on contracts. We'll come back to that in a moment.
Here's a good flicked on ball. Torres now plays in, flick back. But it's just behind the run, which was Lehandre. Shot right foot, and Hellerin to ground. Good save, as that's Gabe Lehandre, brother of Nick Lehandre there. And Hellerin is called to action and makes a good save.
Yeah, coming back to my point a moment ago, though, obviously a lot of these players have influence from New Mexico's professional team. That's where a lot of the mentality comes into play. And obviously the only real professional out here that we have, I guess, from a more tangible level is Danny Robles. And he's had the experience and obviously the level head, and a lot of these players have had trials with the likes of Tacoma Defiance and obviously through the Sounders Academy system. But having playing most likely day in, day out with a lot of these professionals definitely impacts the mentality in being environments like this, 1-0 down.
And this New Mexico United side, it's a good coaching staff that they bring with them alongside head coach Luke Sanford. They have David Estrada, who spent time with the Seattle Sounders, spent time with Tacoma Defiance, was on one of the same teams as Danny Robles, and he's over on the far side bench, being able to provide that professional expertise that New Mexico United is looking to implement throughout their first team down through their academy. 1-0 as we enter into the 29th minute.
Let's make sure the rest of Ballard hears us. I say Ballard, you say FC. Ballard! Ballard!
This is Merritt.
Ballard! 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 I can't hear you! Ballard! Ballard! Can I get it? Oh, yeah!
Good play, pop back up. Lejandre plays inward. And now it's away for a throw. And, this New Mexico side, they've really settled in, and they've locked down defensively since that goal was scored, and they've worked on their buildup out of the back. And it's a much better team than we saw in the first 15 minutes.
Without a doubt. They've grown into this game. Definitely soaked up a lot of pressure, as we've seen.
Merritt, chip ball, Hellerin off his line. That's a great catch.
That's what you need from your goalkeeper, just to relieve some pressure as he's telling his team, calm down a bit. Let's play out of the back. Let's play our game. We are at home here. Make sure that we maintain the advantage.
Talk about the confidence that this back line has in Lars Hellerin.
It's amazing. I mean, Lars, I know him personally. Last year, obviously, Akili maintained the #1 spot throughout the season, but training alongside him, he's a quality professional. He's very good at his craft. More importantly than any of that, he's a really nice guy. But as a goalkeeper, he's intimidating. The presence that he has in the back line, he makes quality decisions. He's extremely good with his feet, as we're seeing it played back to him here. And, all in all, what we need is a goalkeeper to give that quality. And as Stas Korzenowski holds up the play as he's done all season, wins a foul, all coming from the ability to play back through Lars and skipping a couple lines and maintain possession.
Yeah, and it's almost like working with a fifth defender at that point when you're able to use his feet so well, draw out the opposition, and then be able to play long balls like that to find your target man.
Yep, it's the modern game. Goalkeeper needs to be able to play with his feet. I've always said myself, if you can't play with your feet, why are you playing the feet game?
Chip ball over the top. Gaffney, the target. Is he going to be able to run onto it? Tries to chip it upwards to himself, and it's away for a goal kick. So what we saw Ballard FC start the game with was those long balls up and over the top towards the corner flags. A little bit, they're starting to slide back into that quick counter style of play. Kingston does a great job at sealing off the pass outward, which then results into an inward pass for a throw. Here's McGlynn. He's the target on the throw-in. Trying to go back out for Kingston. He does so. First time cross. Kingston! It's over the top of Korzenowski. It skims off of his head, and he may have had a better option in Gaffney just behind him.
For anybody watching more of the tactical side of this game, just pay attention to Bailey Leatherman for about 5 minutes, as he's obviously just off camera here at the moment, but the communication with his outside backs and the knowledge of where his back line is, watching him constantly head checking, that's exactly what you need to do as a 6 to maintain the pressure on their half of the pitch and just shield the front of your back line. It's really impressive play so far here, 31 minutes in.
And Bailey Leatherman been doing that time and time again between this season and last season and the 2 seasons that Ballard FC has put together. And he has just been such a constant menace as that 6. Good header there, 1 from Bernie. And Briscoe clears away. Briscoe fouled on his first touch. Ballard FC will have another free kick here from the neutral third after that game of European ping pong.
The
booth liked that one.
I'm good for a couple of zingers tonight. Tatsane. Left-footed touch. An excellent left foot that Tatsane has.
Breaking news. Great to announce the U.S. women's national team won their match versus Vietnam 3-0.
A packed house here at the Pagliacci pitch. Excited to hear the final result of the U.S. women's national team game. You know, Cole, you've been a part of this club, seeing it from the field. What's it like being able to see a packed house night in, night out for this Ballard team? Because that is not the norm when you see a lot of the teams in this USL League too, but Ballard, so fortunate for the fan base that they have.
It's amazing, and you know, I was fortunate enough to be a part of the supporters group day one before we even touched the field. We had an event at Rubens for all the season ticket holders, which, by the way, had sold out within days, essentially, after being announced. But the support that we felt, it was myself and a couple other players, the support that we felt before we even had a training together was unreal. And I remember being asked a question, what sort of results do you expect to have throughout the season? How do you see the team being built? All of these different things. And my response was, look around. The support that this community is giving to a team like this is unmatched. As I stand here in the booth, obviously I've been a part of this team. I've been on the field. I've been on the bench. I've been up in the training fields. And to look around and seeing this stadium packed out with the bush keepers up on the side, it's an amazing feeling. And, you know, all of these players, many of them being local products, you feel a lot of pride in the work that you're doing. And not only that, but understanding you're having an impact on many lives. Many of these children that are here today are aspiring to be something like this, and that's essentially what this league and what this team is looking to accomplish, is showing the path to pro and the development opportunities in our community, and this team is doing a fantastic job to do so, and the community is supporting them in ways that are immeasurable.
And I love that you mentioned in that all path to pro. And let's talk about Alex Mejia, and that he has now signed a contract in Honduras, and he is really taking the path to pro straight from Ballard FC. And that's someone that has been missed now for this team, because he's someone that you can count on night in, night out. But what's it like without seeing Alex Mejia on the field?
Obviously, it's a change. He was a presence. I've played with Alex Mejia since high school. And those that don't know him, he was actually a center back in his day. And
really?
He transitioned to be a forward, believe it or not. And so he definitely understands both sides of the pitch, which I think has helped him more than anything. But ultimately, to give a quick shout out to Mejia, he's worked very hard. He's put in the hard hours. He's never complained about whatever role he had. Obviously, coming into the season, Stas had a lot of spotlight on him, and Mejia took advantage of any opportunity that he got, bagging plenty of goals. And he's been rewarded for it. And obviously that's the objective with a lot of these players, and I'll say with pretty good confidence a lot of these players will make it to the next level.
Midland's header connects nowhere. So if Mejia was a center back coming up, does that give hope for Leo Burney to maybe make a chance at starting as a number 9 later on?
Oh, Leo Burney, I hope you hear this, my friend. I love you, but I don't see you as being a forward. You're a very good center back. Let's maintain that role.
Sorry, Leo. Tatsani now plays inward and gets it back immediately. Here's a chip ball for Kingston. Great touch going forward. He's going to try and keep the speed ahead. Kingston with a quick step over and a good toe poke, and maybe the first time the Kingston move has been shut down.
Yeah, we haven't seen a whole lot of action on this wing, so maybe he had a moment just to regroup himself and take a deep breath and remind him, say, hey, I'm in the USL 2 playoffs right now. I deserve to be here.
Tatsane inside. Kornazowski trying to play back to the goal. It's Kingston has an overlapping run. Robles, he's going to use it. Left foot cross, and it's straight at Munoz. Could not have been easier for the goalkeeper.
And again, this is where Ballard really is vulnerable throughout the year. As New Mexico committing 5 in this attack. Can't quite connect, though.
And a heavy touch going the wrong way. I think if Kornazowski was looking around, he may have been able to apply some pressure. But here's Kingston. Has options out wide, far side. He's going to go for it. It's Gaffney. Gaffney, first touch, cuts it back now. It's on his left foot. Kingston. One more. McGlynn tries to curl back post, and he slips, loses his footing, and that shot falls right into the center of Munoz.
Yeah, not quite the contact that he wanted. Very patient build-up through Gaffney and through Kingston. McGlynn probably wants that one back. It's okay, probably 7 out of 10 times that one's going in the top corner with the quality he has.
A big concern for New Mexico United there is they did not get numbers back in retreat after the turnover. The attacking 6 maybe stayed forward a little too long, and that ball really pinged from side to side for Ballard FC with not a lot of pressure from behind. The chip ball that Bernie's going to head down. Leatherman, Tetsane, tough duo to get through. And Leatherman's going to fall to the turf. Kirgo Ohira is the foul. He's wearing the number 9, and so much of his game is reminding me of Santi Moore, the number 9 that New Mexico United's first team has. And Santi Moore is just such a talented player in the USL Championship. And what Ohira is doing today is emulating that game so well.
I'll tell you what, there's a lot of quality in this New Mexico team. It comes out in flashes here today, but really haven't had too much opportunity to really showcase that as Kingston again coming inside to McGlynn.
McGlynn goes to the right-hand side. Gaffney, one touch, the cross. Can't get over the first defender in Vela. Fantastic pass. Gaffney trying to settle again. It was Briscoe's pass. McGlynn thinks about a strike, and it's deflected. And Briscoe on the tackle. Leatherman cleans it up.
You know, I'd be interested to see a tactical change coming into the second half. New Mexico came in with a very much defensive-centric 4-5-1 and semi-4-3-3 attack-minded formation, but it's almost playing into Ballard's hands with the possession that they have been given, as well as their ability to press high up the field. Anytime New Mexico wins the ball, they have no numbers up the field. There's nobody to play out to, and the defensive solidarity between Alvarez and Leo Burnley's on the ball now, they haven't been able to create really anything.
Ball inward, New Mexico trying to get numbers forward, and that ball slows itself down. They're going to play back. Yeah, a lot of what you've seen from New Mexico United is, let's take a American football equivalent, is they're trying to find slot receivers in small windows, and it's not working out so well from that ball out of their back line.
Yeah, Ballard definitely very well adept at closing space and defending as a unit, as they see essentially their entire team is really within a short sprint of each other, and that's what you need to double down on offenders who are receiving the ball, as we're seeing here with Briscoe.
Outside the foot pass, trying to squeeze its way through. Helleran does a good job getting all the way to the edge of the area and meeting the ball as far out as he can.
Yeah, that looks very simple from a goalkeeper, but the ability to read that ball and just make a quick judgment and quickly off his line, clear communication, really relieves the pressure, and now they're able to build out of the back.
Final 5 minutes here, plus stoppage time of the first half. It's a 1-0 lead for Ballard FC with a 16-minute goal from Stas Kornazowski. It was Briscoe on the assist. It was a quick counterattack. Briscoe plays a beautifully weighted right-footed ball. Kornazowski was just able to tap past the goalkeeper and open up scoring. Tetsane goes wide as he was playing centrally. Alvarez, him have both free-formed themselves. Ballard FC doing a good job at keeping the space open around the field. Alvarez looking for support as he moves forward. Mahandre now goes inward. Zohira. Ohira top of the area, trying to find a little bit of space, and he plays just behind the midfielder coming in crashing. Storga now for Ohira. Ohira chip, and it's up and over the bar. Helleran does a great job covering.
That's patient build-up from New Mexico, and ultimately it's quality, but give credit to Ballard. I mean, the patience as well to really make sure that they're just monitoring that ball as it comes across the face of goal and not really panicking and diving in to make any rash decisions, just staying patient with their defensive buildup and ultimately letting New Mexico settle for a rather low chance opportunity.
You mentioned in the few minutes following the Ballard goal that they may be a little disappointed if they go into halftime 1-0. Are you still feeling the same now after seeing New Mexico settle into this game?
I'd say so. 1-0, especially in a game like this, you know that there's going to be a lot of energy in that New Mexico.
Kingston taking his man one-on-one, the step over. Left foot, and it's deflected away for the corner. My apologies.
No worries. Of course, Kingston always on the danger. We're going to see a lot of energy in that New Mexico locker room as well as in the Ballard FC locker room. But 1-0, with the amount of opportunities that they had, they're going to feel a little hard done by and definitely feel a couple of the key players in the team, namely probably a Stas Gorzanowski and maybe a Peter Kingston with a couple good saves from Muñez. It's one of those where maybe would have expected to be 2 or 3 up to the good.
Kingston over to take, right-footed ball. We've seen a good service from him. 6 Ballard shirts in the area now. Kingston service, far post. And it's headed away for yet another corner to the opposite side where we've seen McGlynn and Robles take them. And we're going to see Declan McGlynn go over.
I tell you what, as a goalkeeper who's been on the receiving end of services from all of these players, the quality and the high level of difficulty to attack a ball like that, it gives your defenders who are up in the box now such a quality opportunity to really get their head on this and score a goal.
All 11 United players are in the box defending. McGlynn, left-footed, goes sky high to the far side, trying to find Kingston. And that ball's going to flick off the head and away for a Ballard FC throw. So not out of the woods yet, but New Mexico United will definitely take a throw in over a corner kick here. Kingston with the throw to the top. This is Leatherman. New Mexico steps their line up. Kingston for Tassane, trying to turn and spin. He wants a left-footed service. Tassane now trying to dribble through the double. Robles does a great job reading. Robles, his ball on the ground is stopped in its tracks and cleared away. Robles was sure that that ball was going to go out for a corner kick.
Somehow came off his back and just died. Stayed running the end line. But Ballard restart here again in the final third, maintaining the pressure, looking to increase their lead, but
no stoppage time added here at Interbay Soccer Stadium. It's a 1-0 Ballard FC lead as we find ourselves at intermission. Don't go anywhere. We have second half action just around the corner. Peyton Barron's Cole Weaver bringing you this Western Conference quarterfinal live from Seattle, Washington. It's Ballard 1. It's New Mexico United U23 0.
Welcome to the Georgian Dragons, Seattle's established home for footy since 1995 and proud broadcast sponsor of Ballard Football Club. Home to classic English pub food, 24 draft beers, a large whisky selection and craft cocktails. With a beer garden, heated patio and cosy pub, the George has everything for good times with friends and family. And weekly events such as pub trivia and karaoke. Open 11 a.m. till 2 a.m. daily and even earlier for all your favourite football clubs, national teams and cup tournaments. When you're at the Georgian Dragon, you're family, and here at the George we say welcome home. Go Ballard FC and up the bridges.
Honestly, I think I got 2 years.
The goal is to play at the very highest level.
When I step on the field, I need to play well today. I need to make things happen, or I need to just get a job.
I don't think I'm ready to be done yet.
And me, I've never been someone who's just gonna give up on something that I started.
Left-footed service from Robles. Open header and a goal! Kingston trying to break free on the left side. Looking over the top. Good dropping ball! Oh, what a header!
My name is Tommy Fariziak, and I'm the managing partner of Telescope Talent. We're a recruiting services company based in Seattle, Washington. We work with companies ranging from startups to the Fortune 500. I think first and foremost, Ballard FC has produced a top-tier soccer product. You know, it's exciting to watch. You get a close sense of team and community. You get to be front row and have a great opportunity to view some of the next talent that will be representing our country's brand of soccer at the highest levels. And I think what the club is doing by offering an additional player pathway to aspiring professionals and competitive athletes in the region, it gives the younger generation a clear example that they can hear, see, and feel, so they know that they have something to aspire to. Ballard, to me personally, has been a neighborhood that has supported me in my career and my development. And what I've always thought about the community is that it has its own sense of style, a place for artisans to showcase their work, whether it's craft beers or other design shops that you see in the area. It has a sense of partnership where other small vendors support one another in creative ways and bring each other up. So Ballard, to me, was always an organization and a city that I wanted to be a part of.
Cheers. I'm Andy Love.
I'm Tucker Schonberg.
We own Salmon Bay PT, and it's 2 clinics in Ballard, and we kind of see everybody.
The community has been really supportive of us. Even just Ballard FC brings a lot of small businesses together, and it's nice to meet other small businesses. They're supportive of each other.
Getting to know the owners of the other businesses in our neighborhoods has been really nice. You know, you're kind of in it together. Being part of Ballard FC for me, you go there and it's like, oh, there we're a patient. Oh, there's a parent. There's a friend from the gym. And you're all there sort of celebrating this team, and the energy's really great and small enough that you get to sit and chat with these people and go to the beer garden. But it's big enough that it's like super exciting and the energy's really big. And I love that. And I think it came along at the perfect time. Like, people were so ready to do something and get back together.
It was an easy decision.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Of course. This is perfect. We've been thinking about this, and it kind of aligns with our values and what we're trying to do, and it's still local. So
yep.
The impact of the community is great. And I think it's somewhere where we can all put our differences aside and just watch soccer and be happy about our team going to the championships.
My name is Justin. I'm the owner of Flow Fitness. We have 2 locations, one in South Lake Union, the other in Fremont. The Ballard community is amazing. I've been a resident of Ballard for 15 years now. The favorite thing about Ballard is just being able to go out on the weekends and just walk everywhere, whether it be the farmer's market on Sunday, grab some lunch during the day, going to the parks, or grabbing a beer at night. Like, there's so many things to do. You can walk everywhere, which is amazing, and you just see people on the street and feel the energy. When I heard about Ballard FC launching, I immediately reached out. I wanted to support. Both my kids play soccer. Also just wanted to support that community as much as possible. We see a lot of athletes come in our place and we see a lot of injuries and rehabbing injuries, and really believe that training in the gym can help on-field performance as well as decrease injuries off the field. People really feel that sense of pride when they say they're from Ballard, and that really is resounded, especially being part of this Ballard FC group, where we've really seen that community really come together and rally in such a short amount of time.
My name is Jen Muse. I'm the Executive Director at the Ballard Food Bank. Our mission is to bring food and hope to our neighbors because there can be enough for everyone. And what we've done is really create a space where everyone is welcome and they can really feel that. We built our new home to look like a space where anyone would want to come in. We create a sense of belonging and respect as folks come in to shop at our market, come to our Kindness Cafe, or access our community resource hub. And then you have our volunteers and our staff, and they're greeting you and they're welcoming you into the space, and they're talking to you, they get to know you. They all build relationship with one another. Being a part of that community, especially through the pandemic, has been life-changing for them. We've really seen the space come to life, as now people can come in and access all those services, more like a one-stop shop. The idea that a kid wouldn't have the food they need, to me, that means that we have to do better as a community, and we have to find ways to give people more access to food and critical services they need. And so it's the volunteers, the people that come through our doors each day that I think really inspire me. We couldn't do what we do without partnerships, and how we partner with others in the community, you know, whether it's the restaurants or the breweries, all of those things make it better and make it stronger. The Ballard Food Bank has been a strong space that can kind of help hold people up together and really provide that sense of belonging that we all need.
My name is Patrick. I'm the artist known as Dosvi. We create artwork for a lot of the Ballard community. I think art is an opportunity for the artists, the art, and the community to connect and tell a story or tell the history of a place, and then have a conversation about it. Art, music, sports are all vehicles for kids and adults to connect to our ability to create and be creative. I think now more than ever, like, we just have so many ways that we can connect to people through a creative means, and art is that for me, and I feel like for the Ballard community. As you can see, during the COVID, small businesses allowed artists to create murals on their boards, Noble Painting providing supplies, and that was like a really unique way for the artists to connect with the Ballard community. we're all neighbors and we're all family members united to help each other. I'm really excited to see soccer on a competitive level again. The fan base is amazing. The beauty of what Ballard FC is, it captures that time of these certain players and in their development. The moment they step out and they're wearing the Dosby kit, it's gonna just bring back memories of one, me playing soccer, two, like being part of a club, and three, just full circle that the art is bridging me back to my past experience and reliving a great soccer moment.
Welcome back to the Interbay Athletic Complex. Here it's Peyton Barron's Cole Weaver bringing you the Western Conference quarterfinals. Ballard FC, New Mexico United U23 to figure out who has a match on Sunday against Old Town FC in the Western Conference semifinals. It's a 1-0 match as it stands. It was a 16-minute goal from Stas Kornazowski, and it was a great goal that he gets one-on-one. He's able to slot it through. Cole, give me a rundown over that first half.
Yeah, obviously Kai Briscoe was very influential in that goal, winning the ball, which has kind of been the theme of the half, really winning the ball in dangerous parts of the pitch in the final third, and in that instance really being able to take advantage of it. But kind of the theme of the half is Ballard dominates but hasn't really been able to take advantage. And so we're sitting at a 1-0, halftime scoreline. New Mexico definitely doing some revamping of the systems here and definitely feeling like they're in this game. There's a lot of opportunity for them to make an impact.
Talk to me about what the energy is like at halftime during these kind of games where you maybe slightly underperformed, where you could be up 2-3-0 at halftime. What's the team talk like? What's the energy like? What's going through these guys' head when they're in the locker room?
Yeah, I'll tell you one of two scenarios. One scenario, pensive. Everybody gets into the locker room. They understand that they should probably be up more than they are. The other environment, energetic. And that's the difference that a leader can make. So obviously, Lucia Tetsane being the captain of this team, I know him personally. I know damn well that man walked into that locker room with some energy and fired up his players. So what I expect to see with this Ballard FC half is a lot of the same that we saw coming out from the first half. Some high energetic, pressing up the field, winning the ball in dangerous areas, and hopefully we can see some more capitalization.
Where do you want to see Ballard improve in this next 45 minutes?
Well, there's only one area I have. In front of goal. We've had plenty of opportunities, and Stas Kornazowski definitely is a very lethal and prolific striker, but I think he had some opportunities that he'll be replaying in his mind, and Peter Kingston with quite a few, and the man that's squatting down in front of us now has had a couple opportunities to run out the back line, which he's very good at, Charlie Gaffney. So looking to see some additional I don't know the word, poisonous effort in front of goal, really to make sure that they can put this game away early on.
And we'll see if Ballard FC is able to strike and double their lead, or if New Mexico is able to level things up here in these early stages of the second half. We got 45 minutes to go. Old Town FC is looking on to try and see who that they are going to have. They know one of these opponents really well. They faced Ballard FC 3 times this year. They're looking onward at New Mexico United U23s, seeing what that they could do against this kind of opponent. I mean, Old Town came in today. They scored 4 goals. They kept a clean sheet. They got to be feeling confident against either of these sides for Sunday. Ball is kicked. We are underway. 45 minutes to go here in this Western Conference quarterfinal. It's Ballard FC attacking left to right across your screen in the champagne kits. New Mexico United in the black with the yellow trim. And Cole, you're noticing a change in formation, change in personnel.
Yeah, I was trying to see what changes New Mexico might have made. I had figured that, if I were the coach coming into halftime, I got to make some adjustments. I got to get this team working the way I want them to be doing. And I think I don't see any substitutions early on here, but early on it looks like they're favoring the lone striker option up top, but they might be bringing... trying to figure out some players here in the central piece. It looks like Ohira is now the lone striker himself, and number 8, Gabe Legendre, coming underneath for more of a 4-2-3-1 formation here, maybe looking to sound up the center of the pitch as the ball comes along over the top to Kingston.
Kingston, he's going to try and go one-on-one again, puts it on his right foot. It's Robles. It's a perfect ball. Robles, he finds it underneath the bar. Just that quick into the second half. Ballard FC doubles their lead. Who else but Peter Kingston setting up Danny Robles, and Robles just with the most professional shot, sneaking it in under the woodwork. Incredible stuff there from Ballard FC.
That is exactly the start of the half that Ballard were looking to have. And you know, as I mentioned, Lucia Tetsane had an impact on that, even if he wasn't directly involved in the goal. The intention to start that half on the front foot was so obvious with Ballard, and they are very happy to see themselves now doubling their lead within not only 2 minutes going into the second half. 2-0, Ballard in the leading spot.
McGlynn does good work to avoid the slide tackle. It's an early right-footed cross. Kingston almost gets there.
Oh, yeah!
Ballard, 48th minute here, 2-0. Sitting in a good position. I mean, you cannot ask for a better start to the second half. Tetsane is able to deflect that away for a throw-in. How does Ballard adjust now? Do they keep the foot on the gas pedal, Cole, or do you see them start to sit back and start to defend and protect their 2-0 lead?
You know, if I were the coach, obviously I'm not, but my job here is to give some analysis. What I would do is ensure that my team maintains pressure. I would not have them take the foot off the gas pedal. There's plenty of time left in this game. But what I would encourage is game management, right? I've said it many times throughout the season, the dark arts.
McGlynn, pass one. Ball to Robles, his feet, same area that he scores in. Robles gets all the way down to the byline, and he puts that into the side netting. He over-dribbled his nice angle, took it all away, and then puts it into a place where he's not able to find the back of the net.
Yeah, that opportunity might be muted just in the sense that we have what looks like an injury on the field here, but Danny Robles with a fantastic opportunity to double his impact on the score sheet within essentially 2 minutes of his first goal. But coming back to your question there, you know, Ballard really needs to stay on the front foot. They can't let New Mexico get back into this game and get a goal on the score sheet, because 2-1, that's a completely different ballgame. So what I'd like to see is some gamesmanship, some monitoring of the time, and a little bit of the dark arts potentially, because at the end of the day, this is a playoff match. And they have, you know, in the back of their minds a game on Sunday that they want to be prepared for. But, you know, I hesitate to say that because they definitely want to make sure that today's the main focus.
Opening round of a single elimination tournament here nationwide. 32 teams out of 122 USL2 eligible teams here in this tournament. Single elimination all the way through. So you have got to win to be able to live and play another day. It looks like getting up to his feet now, walking off the field with the trainer under his own power is Thiago Lopez. We'll see if they're going to play with 10 men for just a few moments to assess the injury and see if Lopez is going to be able to keep going, or if they're going to have to look to make a switch. They have brought a few defenders with them on the travel. It's a short bench, a 5-man bench. No backup goalkeeper, 3 defenders, 1 midfielder, 1 forward. Looking to get ready on the restart. Munoz will be on the goal kick. Munoz wearing the all green. This is opposition, Lars Hellerin in the mono red. Leatherman, Robles, they connect back and forth. Good game of keepy-uppy. One cut, ball played out wide. Left foot strike, and it goes just a bit wide over that frame. Hellerin had it covered all day long. No trouble brewing there for Ballard FC.
I'll tell you what, I'm you know, if I'm New Mexico, I'm not overly mad about O'Hare about that decision there. It looks like we have some subs here. Lopez unable to continue. Question is, who's going to be the replacement here.
Unfortunate there for New Mexico United and for Lopez. You never want to see a player who has to exit the field due to an injury. And we'll see how this ends up changing the game. Lopez has been an anchor for that back line thus far. I mean, this game could be a lot higher than 2-0 right now. And getting the sub onto the field is Jackson Dubois. He's going to slide straight into that center back position, number 6. And Dubois will now be the center back.
We have a substitution for the visiting team. Entering is number 6, Jackson Dubois.
Long ball.
Leading is number 18,
Dubois gets in on the action immediately. Heads it straight down. He's going to have his hands full with Stas up top. Robles turns. Quite the 7 minutes that he's put together so far, and it's just going to continue here. Kingston out wide. Outside the foot pass for Tasane. And the late challenge comes in. This is going to be a free kick. It's a good area, similar to a shortened corner kick. This is where Ballard can get a little dangerous.
Yeah, you need to be very careful as a goalkeeper here. Obviously, with this ball a little bit more in field, you have to be slightly aware of getting beat on your near post. You have to honor it. But at the same time, with the lineup of Korzanowski, Alvarez, Bernie in the box, a lot to be aware of. They're very close to you, just outside of your 6-yard box, in between the penalty marker. This is a difficult opportunity, or excuse me, this is a difficult set piece for New Mexico and quite the opportunity for Ballard.
Kingston drops his left hand. Right foot ball. He strikes it hard. Korzanowski just misses. And McGlynn almost gets onto the end of it. Safety pass all the way back for Hellerin, and it's going to get chased down quickly by O'Hara. Hellerin's going to go one way, commit to it. And the fancy footwork here from the goalkeeper.
Very nicely done for both goalkeepers on both ends. Munoz obviously with the initial punch to handle that free kick, and Lars with some class to maintain possession.
Korzanowski settles that ball with a man on his back and is playing a game similar to Zlatan out here, where he's just able to control everything no matter who is on top of him.
Just a man among children.
Briscoe gets all the way back, commits the foul as Andreas Robles gets pushed down. It's a quick restart. Here's O'Hara. He's going to switch to the far side. I don't know if the quick restart's the right move there because you don't have numbers going forward. Cross into the box. O'Hara falls for him. And here comes a strike on a half bounce, and it's up, and away. Andreas Robles does not get a pure connection on that shot.
You know, the final product's not quite there. But if we're looking on the bright side from a New Mexico standpoint, obviously getting some opportunities. I'd like to see some more confidence in front of goal. But at the end of the day, still 2-0, and looks like Ballard's getting ready to make some substitutes here around 55th minute.
Korzanowski's header looking for Kingston. That could be a dangerous setup now. With Lopez out of the game, there's nobody who can really contest the header for Korzanowski. There he is up the line, finds Kingston, and he gets it back. Big, heavy touch, but he's able to maintain. Has McGlynn. Korzanowski still going, still on his feet, still carrying. This is Marshawn Lynch beast mode all over again as he gets himself to the far side of the field. Quite the run he settles. Doesn't score 6 like Marshawn did, but the build-up still persisting for Ballard. Can we get Korzanowski some shoulder pads and put him out there? I'd like to see what he does on a power O.
Some DK Metcalf vibes.
McGlynn the target on this long ball. Flag stays down. McGlynn does such a good job maintaining possession there.
And as Ballard won possession back there, we can see interim coach Ethan O'Neill really just motioning to his players, relax, let's maintain possession, let's settle game management. But
McGlynn for Robles. It's a beautiful ball. Robles runs onto it. Does he have enough? No, and it's a wonderful tackle from Dubois. Incredible stuff there to be able to shut down. Danny Robles makes a great run. Quick corner kick does not allow the substitutions to come in. Here's a right-footed cross. And Dubois again with a clearing header. He is getting himself into the action so quick. Great step over, great ball. Kingston on the end of it. Kingston to the byline. And another great tackle. And it's out for a goal kick. Last touch off Peter Kingston, and now our substitutes will make their way on. Looks like Jabril Rodet is going to be entering the field for Ballard FC.
A couple substitutions for your Ballard FC.
Yeah, Ballard just soaking up the pressure there. Or excuse me, New Mexico soaking up the pressure from Ballard. So important, but defense can only do so much. At the end of the day, they really need some of their talent up top to produce some goals.
Also leaving the pitch is number 34, Declan McGlynn.
So, Cole, how does this match change now with no McGlynn and no Gaffney on the field? And we know so much has run through Peter Kingston on that left side, but Gaffney really settled things in on the right-hand side. How does this game change up?
Yeah, obviously Eric Lagos coming into the pitch, more of a true number 9. Looks like he's going to be playing a little bit more wide. Obviously a different dynamic, and I think it was a quality substitution coming in here from O'Neill. And at this point in the game, Ballard needed to see a little bit of sprucing up of the field. And I think these two are a good pick to really add not only some pace, but as well as some energy back into this team and looking to kind of seal the coffin with one more goal.
There was an advantage blown dead there just a few moments ago, and I thought New Mexico United might have been off to the races and that it was a slightly quick whistle. And another small whistle results into a foul. New Mexico United back on the free kick. Near side, settled. This is Astorga. Plays back, and this back line still keeping possession, maintaining possession. At some point, New Mexico United has got to start putting the pressure forward. Long diagonal ball, Briscoe shuts it down. Here's Lagos with a little bit of room in front of him. He looks up, he wants a diagonal run. Briscoe's gonna just be the man that has to make it. And the heel flick a bit too heavy. I think he's looking for Lagos on that overlap, and it finds its way over to Kornozowski. Long throw all the way back for Bernie. Robles, the dribbling is turned on here in the second half. He is making his way past every defender who comes his way. Here's Tasane, a little bit of space. The pass on the ground. Excuse me, not Tasane. That was Rodet into the attack. Leatherman with a little chip over the top. Settling with Briscoe.
The flow of the game from Ballard is so quality right now, and really all of it's coming through Leatherman. You can see him giving the hand signals to his back line where he wants the ball to go and at what pace, and even signaling there to Lars to, hey, we're soaking up some pressure, let's lump one up top and let us do some work.
Whistle blown, New Mexico United free kick, and yes, another quick free kick. This is a team that likes to settle the ball and get it back underway quickly. And usually when you see teams do that, they want to go in on counterattacks, and this is a team that resets so that they can knock possession around. Good turn. This is Kingston, has an overlapping run. Tasane. A lot of real estate ahead of him. He's going to use it all. Starts to angle his way in. Trying to set something up on the left foot, and it was a strike. And that thing may have got picked up on the U.S. missile system.
Classify that as your second zinger of the night.
If we're keeping score, it's Ballard 2, Peyton 2, New Mexico United 0.
Quick shout out to the Bush Keepers, doing as they always do, expanding their space, setting up tents, hanging out all season, slowly developing into some people that we love.
It's beautiful. It's just a beautiful thing, and it's a organic thing, some might say, out there growing in the trees. It's so good. And here's Robles again in behind. He's got a bouncing ball that he settles. Him and Lagos applying pressure. It's a quick move, but shut down. As good as the nutmeg was, the defense from Ohira was just as good. Heavy pressure from Ballard FC defensively, trying to do everything that they can to keep the ball pinned in this attacking third.
Last note on the Bushkeepers, fun fact, Alex Mejia's father was the one who started the Bushkeepers. And it started before Ballard FC back in high school.
The more you know. I love that, actually. That's a good tidbits that we have here from Cole Weaver, you know? I bring the zingers and you bring the fun facts.
That is my job.
This is a match made in heaven. Long diagonal ball out of the back. Bernie with a small header. And doesn't really see the high pressure coming in from behind where Lahandre was pressuring. But Ballard FC is able to keep possession and keep away any sort of attack.
As we're entering the final 30 minutes of this game, this is where we're really going to see who's able to take charge of this game. And ultimately, we see a lot of teams really take advantage of a 2-0 situation and really run the clock down. And obviously, that's what Ballard's looking to do here while still maintaining some possession. But at the same time, you know, New Mexico is not a team to be taken lightly. This is a team that can capitalize on some opportunities if they're given any. Ballard need to make sure that they stay attentive and not let their guard down.
Ballard doing a good job using all the wide spaces of the field, stretching out the opposition. Here's a quick turnover, but Leatherman, who else is able to clean it up? You're going to have to start calling him the janitor for everything that he does out here for this team. I mean, he is the unsung hero, just left and right. He's doing the Lord's work.
2-0 Ballard, 3-0 Peyton.
Chip ball to the wide area, a little bit of space, a little bit of time. Kingston slows it down, turns it back. That's well done. Well done defensively from Ballard, who's been able to get numbers behind the ball every time it begins to go forward.
Yeah, but as we've seen multiple times this game, New Mexico is... I'll come back here in a moment.
Getting in now. Smellberger out for a corner kick far side. Jogging over to take it. This is going to be Andres Robles. First corner of the night for New Mexico United.
And New Mexico's not shy about pulling the ball out of attacking opportunities and really resetting and really attacking in the way they want to do, trying to maintain the pace of the game. They've been rewarded at it this time as we see a little bit of training ground antics here. Back post chip.
Dubois was the target there. Still in a dangerous area, and the strike hovers its way over the crossbar into the trees. They send a lot of numbers forward there, end up playing it short, knock it around. They do get a look at the end of it, but not something that you would want to see pressure the goal as much as you could from a set piece opportunity down 2-0.
Yeah, not for the first time tonight. Mexico's been in front of goal, but a whole lot of attacking threat when it comes to shots.
Robles gets bodied. It's clean. New Mexico United on the attack now. Maintaining possession through the physicality. Ohira also gets upended. He's grabbing an ankle. Things might start to get physical. Kingston picks a pocket. Now can he find a pass? Another big collision. This one right inside the center circle, and it's Miles Merritt.
I'll tell you what, poor decision there from Ohira, really trying to beat 4 players when that ball should have gotten off his foot much quicker. He had the options around him, and he had the numbers ahead of him, really killed off the attack and gave Ballard the opportunity to dive in there and make a tackle.
Robles has space. Far post run has Lagos. Korzanowski turning. Kingston, ball from an area. Lagos, his header. Look at the ball that Kingston sends in there from a very distant position far and away from the 18, and he's able to hit a dangerous diagonal ball that Eric Lagos is crashing in on.
And that's, I think, the difference that Lagos provides coming in from a wide position here. Obviously, replacing Charlie Gaffney. Natural number 9, playing as a wide channel. Obviously, Korzanowski being the favored traditional number 9 in this lineup. But he gives a little bit more of an aerial threat for the likes of Peter Kingston to give some early service.
There was a brief stop and play there as Saul Cisneros got a quick talking to from our center referee. Here's O'Hara playing all the way into the back line. Bernie with a great step and a win. Leatherman can't get enough of a boot on the ball to be able to maintain possession. Merritt plays a square pass inward. This is Cisneros. O'Hara with a great entry pass. This ball deflected away as it was intended for Lahendre. You know, that's a player you always got to be aware of. Player that wears all blacked out Puma Kings. That's one that you got that's going to be Gabe Lahendre. You got to watch out for a player who's wearing Puma Kings.
I would agree wholeheartedly.
4 men set up at the PK spot. Short corner taken. Delayed runs on the way. Ball played out. Here comes the cross, the service. It's headed away by Bernie. Here's O'Hara. Trying to put it on his right. He's going to cut back, and it's going to get taken over.
Yeah, another poor decision from O'Hara there. Ballard on the counter here.
That's Rodet just losing his footing. Sliding, falling to the ground. Kingston at the outlet pass there. A lot of these outside the right foot balls that just checks up ever so barely off the turf, and it settles perfectly for that attacking run.
Yep. Now we're seeing New Mexico able to grow into this game just a little bit more. Looks like we have some more substitutes getting ready on the far side. Interim coach O'Neill looking to get Ballard back on the front foot, as we've seen New Mexico maintain possession throughout the past 7 minutes or so.
Leatherman for Kingston, and that's chipped away and settled by Cisneros for United. Merritt plays down the line. This is O'Hara. Right foot ball, it's slotted low, and that's a really good cross, but these Ballard FC defenders are doing everything that they can to put themselves in the area between the ball and between the attacker, and they're able to clear away first time.
Yeah, something really important about that, I'd say, it doesn't look frantic. It doesn't look like they're making last-ditch efforts to win the ball or slide out and cut off a last-ditch pass. They're just in the right place at the right time, and that's down to training and mentality. So credit to Alvarez and credit to Bernie, and as we see looks like some defensive changes coming in here with Christian Engman and Cameron Martin.
So what's Christian Engman going to bring to this team now for the remainder 20 minutes?
Aerial threat, everything he has since the beginning of the season, and also I'd say more importantly than that, a relationship with the players on the pitch. Last year, you know, he had his moments throughout the season. Obviously, throughout the playoff stint, he had some goals being contributed in there, but he's a mainstay in this team, and it's good to see him back on the pitch from an injury.
Big clearance out of the back, trying to get a quick reset for Ballard.
Leaving the pitch was number 11, Tristan Semmelsberger. Entering is number 17, Saul Cisneros.
Rodet can't get on the end of that pass. Astorga goes inward. Andre tries to go cross court. Sane's there to head it away. Support to the right, goes centrally through, and Helleran saunters off his line. He's going to keep the ball at his feet. What's Lars Helleran feeling right now? I mean, we've mentioned not a whole ton of pressure on his goal. He hasn't been called into action a ton, but what's he feeling here in these last 20 minutes?
You know, I hesitate to say he's stressed. I don't think he is. I mean, he's been in these environments multiple times before. He's an experienced goalkeeper. He knows how to maintain the pace of a game, and I said it earlier in the first half, I think there's a lot of dark arts going to be played here throughout the last 25 minutes or so, including stoppage times. We see an opportunity here through the left side.
A huge challenge in the area. It's clean. Ostruga's back on his feet, and his strike curls, but man, an 8-foot-tall crossbar. That ball's 9.5 feet up, just barely over the top of it. That's a well-hit strike.
And that might be the best opportunity of the game. Obviously, Astorga getting himself in the box, asking a question of the referee, saw none of it, but getting himself back to his feet and a well-struck ball, but going over the top. And you mentioned a minute ago, what is Lars Helleran feeling? Well, that's the first real bit of pressure I think he's felt all game.
Helleran taking his time. Here comes that gamesmanship as you enter this last stage of the game. You're going to take your time, keep your guys close, and send them up late, and then send the ball into orbit.
Yeah, there's no need to be cute at this point in the game. You've got bodies in the top of the field that are more than happy to make an aerial challenge. And ultimately where Ballard has thrived throughout this game is putting pressure in the final third and winning the ball in dangerous areas.
Far side now with United. Cross top of the area. So Hira tries to turn on a half chance. Such a hard strike to be able to try and hit. Your body is spinning, you're turning, you can't square up your hips. You know, Hira does a good job at getting a full strike on that ball.
Yeah, it seems like those have been all the opportunities that New Mexico has been provided, and credit to the Ballard team. I mean, they've snuffed out any sort of clear-cut opportunities, and Lars Helleran is definitely thankful for it as he's waving his team forward here. Again, some no-nonsense situations as he looks to go long. Nice judge ball there as well.
Kingston applying pressure, turning in the area, and a last chance effort to clear it away. This is Lagos. Tried to have a small, tiny touch in there on the overlapping run. Couldn't find it.
Very nicely done from Cam Martin here.
Martin's cross. It's heavy. And New Mexico United might be able to possess this ball away. Korzanowski was the target multiple times in the area. Miles Merritt lobbed the ball far side. Strike top of the area, and it's going to sneak its way just wide. That's an opportunity that Cisneros is going to want to have back when you find yourself 19, 20 yards out. You got to put something on the frame.
The opportunities keep coming here. New Mexico is in this game. They're seeing the opportunities in front of goal. They're finding the tiny spaces, namely on top of the box, but the strike isn't quite there. And Ballard look to continue the work that they're doing so far. Very nicely done as they build out here through Korzanowski.
Had options, kept the ball on his foot just a bit too long. Right now, there's a little word battle going on between Paulo Vela and the near side AR. Vela not thrilled, presumably about the result that's happening tonight. And now he's calling for the ball, very animated. He's going to be on the bottom corner of your screen here. "15 minutes plus stoppage time to play." Ballard FC right now sitting in the driver's seat, looking to try and play Ole Town on Sunday afternoon. Fans, be sure to go online, go ballardfc.com, be able to try and snag some tickets for Sunday, if any available. Tonight's match did sell out. If you're looking to try and find tickets for Sunday's match, you got to try. Go online, go ballardfc.com.
We're coming down to that last few minutes here, folks. Let's make sure they hear us. Let's make sure we finish this game strong. It's a ball game!
Vela comes near side. Lahandre back for Vela. Lahandre almost slipped all the way back as like a left back. Cisneros into the area, brings it back out, has it on his right foot. Great tackle from Rode, but it's taken back over. This is O'Hara. Tries to pull a little Maradona in the box. Maybe gets a little fancy, and neither team can maintain possession right now. Ball goes to the far side. Kingston picks it off. And yet another instance where neither team can connect 2 straight passes. This ball finds its way into the middle. And there's a pair of passes put together. New Mexico United now with the longest spell of possession in the last 2 minutes. Far side. Entry pass driven low. And Ingman comes through with a crushing shoulder to shield that away.
Again, that's very nicely done from Halloran. New Mexico's slowly been easing back into this game with possession and opportunities, and it's so valuable from your goalkeeper just to come off his line and receive the ball and able to reset play.
Martin now trying to turn out, finds Lagos. Rode's touch is a tackle and whistled as a foul.
We're gonna need some emphasis from New Mexico if they want to get themselves back into this game. So far, everything they've been doing up until now has been pretty easily dealt with by Ballard, but definitely putting a little bit of pressure on as we enter the last 12 minutes of this game.
O'Hara with some step overs towards the corner flag. Engman, his tackle, his pass is tackled out of play for a throw-in. Cole, we saw the wave of substitutions come on 10-ish, 12-ish minutes ago, and we've seen a completely different Ballard FC team. Looking back now in retrospect, are you thinking that these subs are more to try and save legs for Sunday? Because this has not been keeping up the same energy that the first unit had.
Without a doubt, and you know, Andrew Harvey and I, essentially every game leading up into the playoffs, we talked about what's important for Ballard to think about as they enter this part of the season. And substitutes every single season are so valuable and so important. They need to have a strong bench to come into these games and close them out. And as you mentioned, keep in the back of their minds that they're going to have a very tough game if they manage to maintain this result on Sunday against an Ole Town team that is feeling very good about themselves. So right now, it's maybe a little bit of let's maintain where we're at. Let's save some legs for some of our key players that have put in quite a shift today. And let's get out of here with a 2-0 result to make sure that we're playing on Sunday.
Final 10 minutes here approach at Interbay Soccer Stadium. And still the urgency has not shown itself for New Mexico United. Still playing their game all the way through and through.
We'll see if we enter some of the crunch time minutes here, if that emphasis is going to change at all. Obviously still willing to have the slow build up and test Ballard's midfield to see if they can find those decisive passes through. It's a quality switch of play here, I got to say.
Lahandre sprays that ball to the far side, and now it's a left-footed inward pass, but a sliding effort from Engman to get it away. Rode's tackle, no. This is Merritt. He's going to send the same long ball to the far side. Good entry pass Far side, had a runner. No, the left foot strike is just over the top, and we are seeing better chances now start to build the later in the game. But is New Mexico United going to run out of time here?
Almost every opportunity that New Mexico has, I hesitate to say, but that's probably New Mexico's best chance of the game. They continue to put the pressure on and find gaps in the defense, and a couple big switches and across the field, isolating outside backs and defenders, and that time it was Christian Eggman with a volley opportunity just inside the top of the 18 and shot that goes high, and Lars Hellerin is thankful again.
And Takedo Onodera is going to come on. The goal scorer, Danny Robles, is going to exit. He scored 2 minutes into the second half here to be able to make the Ballard FC score 2-0.
Yeah, and very much a defensive substitute here. Onodera, describe him as a player that will hound offensive players on the ball until they give it up or he makes a tackle. And I think that's a quality substitute at this point in the match to really just kind of shore up that back line in the midfield.
His positioning onto the field, he almost jogs out into a right back situation where this looks like a 5-back. Is this something that you see Ballard FC doing now that we're into the playoffs?
Without a doubt. Looks like we moved into more of a 5-4-1 with Korsanowski being the lone striker up top. Definitely shoring up the back line, shoring up the midfield, and just looking to eradicate any sort of opportunities that New Mexico may find within the last 8 minutes plus stoppage time here.
Vela is going to push himself forward into a wide channel. Cisneros, lob ball, back post, and it's headed not as far, though, as the top of the area Ohira now plays out wide. Right foot floated ball. The header maintains in the area. Tasane can't clear. Kingston now settles with the thigh. He can't get it out of the attacking third. Ohira, his shot, Hellerin, sure-handed.
You asked earlier in the match what's going through Lars' head here as we're ending the final bits of the game, and calmness personified in that save. That's not an easy save. That ball's coming in fast. Might be expecting more of a cross opportunity there, but he deals with it very well. Cleans it up on the second touch and just goes long just to relieve some pressure.
Settled, pushing forward. Korsanowski. Tetsane finds Rode, but a heavy touch is going to go over the byline. But it's that kind of play that Ballard FC needs to maintain to be able to see this game out. Try and play end-to-end type of soccer and get yourself all the way down to the byline as far away from your own goal as possible.
Yep, I agree.
Quick counter on the way from United. Ball played to the wide. Offside flag is up. In a game that's seen very few offside calls today, maybe have seen our first one.
I was just thinking the same thing. That might be an indication of the type of game that this has been. There's not been a lot of pressing the back line and pushing the back four to really make decisions on whether to step or stay. It's been more so integration passing through the center of the field and into feet and slip passes in behind. So New Mexico just trying to try new things as they're running out of ideas with 5 minutes left here to play plus stoppage.
Rode wins the header, goes the opposite way of what he was intending. He was looking to flick on for Korsanowski. Lob ball, Bernie shuts it down, and Engman doubles down on that, plays backwards to Hellerman. Hellerin with a driven ball. Using every inch that the pitch has to offer. Korsanowski into the area. He's asking for a little bit of assistance from the referee. Thought there was a jersey tug in there.
Such a of value from a goalkeeper's perspective when you know you can lump a ball into space and you're going to have a runner, especially your number 9, with the size that Korzanowski has, willing to run under the end of that and maintain possession.
Rodet turns. Kingston. He's on his way to putting in a full 90. Tassane trying to get down to the corner flag.
And here's where we see the dark arts.
Potential trouble on the way. 4-on-4 attack coming from New Mexico United. Square pass. And Rodet is able to recover all the way back. Ingman, his tackle results into Ballard FC on the attack. Onodera. Can't connect. Offside flag is up, and Onodera needs to track back and get back into position.
Yeah, Korzanowski just wanted that ball into space just slightly sooner. Onodera elected for one more touch straight into an offside position. That's a good chance, especially at this point in the game. One more goal from Ballard's side of things, and you'd have to say that would be the finisher. But as we stand, New Mexico still feel like they have a chance at coming back into this match.
You know, there should be a couple of minutes of stoppage time. Here's a lofted ball in, headed, and it's going to be a corner. There should be a couple of minutes of stoppage time because we did have the injury about 5 minutes into the second half. That took about 3 to 4 minutes. So with that, the goal, you should be looking at potentially 4 minutes of stoppage time here.
Yeah, a goal here from a New Mexico standpoint changes everything. Obviously, all 11 back, all hands on deck. Man-to-man marking with a hybrid zonal.
Right foot service on the way.
Fantastic save from Lars Hellerin.
Gets low. It was point blank. Rockets off the forehead of a New Mexico United attacker, and he's able to just hit the turf and keep that ball out of the net.
Cannot go unsaid enough. That is an amazing save from Lars Hellerin at this point in the game, really giving the confidence in his team, saying, look, gentlemen, we're keeping a clean sheet today. Fantastic work, Lars Hellerin.
It was incredible. It was such a good save here. It's such a critical time in the game. We keep talking about New Mexico is throwing on chances, and they're getting better and better the longer the match goes on. In reality, if New Mexico United loses this match, it's going to be a game where they just ran out of time because they are putting on good chances the later that we get into this game. If you give this team an extra 15 minutes, we might find ourselves in a 2-2 situation.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what. This is not a knockout stage of Champions League in 2012. There's no 2 legs to this. This is a knockout match, and it's loser goes home and winner advances. And as we stand, Ballard FC in the winner's position.
Onodera makes an overlapping run. Korzanowski lays off for Rodet. He's going to get it back. It's a very dangerous run, and he's just unable to get there. He's a half step behind the ball. So we approach our final minute before we hit stoppage time. Lofted ball towards top of the area. And Eggman plays to safety. So word of 3 minutes of stoppage time will be announced here. And Ballard FC, they are starting to rub those hands together, and they are chomping at the bit for a rematch on Sunday with Ole Town.
Bridge keepers doing what they can to see their team across the line. The drums giving the classic Nordic chant, Ballard's heritage. Some Viking spirit seeing their team across the line here as some early service is dealt with.
Tassane is going to clear this ball all the way into the defensive half for United. And that is exactly what Ballard FC wants here in stoppage time. Long driven balls that are going to roll all the way off the pitch for a corner, or for a goal kick, excuse me.
Time just ticking off the clock here. Hellerin gonna give the old college jog. Set up where he wants to launch this one. You can expect Korzanowski to be the focus of this goal kick.
Switching play back and forth, side to side is New Mexico United.
Surprisingly enough, still patient play from New Mexico here with about a minute and a half left, 2-0 down. You'd expect more service in the box. I'm a little bit surprised to see finally as they get a service here, but it's straight into Lars Halloran's hands and happy enough to go to the ground and waste a couple more seconds.
I think it's safe to say Ballard FC will be playing Sunday afternoon, so they're looking at advancing here. Final 60 seconds of the minimum 3 minutes here in stoppage time. Ballard FC leading 2-0. Is there a third one in the cards? Korzanowski, left foot strike. No, but the follow-up is wide. Lagos wants a penalty kick. He's got his arms in the air. He's appealing. I don't know if a third is going to do much for them at this stage in the game, but hey, I love the effort.
Lagos in the right place and definitely had the right to ask the question. Had a man giving him a lot of troubles. But we continue as New Mexico looking for probably just a consolation goal here in the last 30 seconds or so of stoppage time.
Martin shuts it down. Lagos playing out. Rode turning. Leaving defenders in the dust. Korzanowski now plays wide. Our minimum is gone. Rode is in behind. Does Ballard FC have one more in them? Rode with a heavy touch, a sliding effort. Korzanowski makes it 3-0. The cherry on the cake. Everything that you could ask for and so much more in this Western Conference quarterfinal here at Interbay Soccer Stadium. It's a beautiful, picture-perfect day for Ballard FC.
I'll tell you what, from a casual, slow, methodic, eating up pressure of a second half, great way to end the game with another goal. Capped it all off, 3-0. We'll see you back here on Sunday. What a matchup we have against Ole Town for the USL2 next round of our playoffs.
So this being the round of 32 matchup, Ballard FC 3-0. And there's our final whistle. 90 minutes played, Ballard FC on top, 3-0, winning this opening round of 32 matchup. They move on to the round of 16 Sunday against Ole Town FC. Cole, give me your thoughts on that last 90 minutes.
That's exactly what you wanted to see. Coming into a playoff picture, quality in the back line, Lars Halloran coming up big when he needed to be, quality distribution from the back line, very decisive, a midfield in the center of the park, controlling the game the whole time, and exactly what you want to see from your number 9 up top, bagging a brace. Going into Sunday, lots of confidence, looking forward to that game, and I see it being quite a shocker.
Yeah, give me a quick preview on that one. I mean, it's a 2-1 season series right now between these two teams that know each other all too well. Shout out to Taylor Swift in town this weekend. And those two teams, they're going at it for the 4th time this season. Ballard FC, they lost the last game to Ole Town in just a thriller, a 3-2 game. And now you got it in a knockout playoff match, round of 16 with a trip to the Western Conference Finals on the line. Give me a little bit on that one.
Obviously, some familiar animosity between these two. Local rivals slowly brewing, both of these teams newer into the USL2 system. Obviously, Ole Town with their first run at the playoffs, a lot of energy that they have from their end.
Ballard with a little bit more experience, being this is their second year in the playoff system. And you got to say, both teams coming into this with a lot of confidence. I think it's going to be quite a game, and I'm looking forward to it.
And that game is going to be on Sunday. Make sure that you go to goballardfc.com to get your tickets. Sunday the 23rd at 2 p.m. right here at Interbay Soccer Stadium. If you want to tune in on the stream, same spot. It's going to be on YouTube or goballardfc.com. We will be here bringing you all the action right here for that USL semi-final Western Conference match between Ballard FC and Ole Town. It's going to be a good one. We can't wait to bring it all for you. Thank you for tuning in to this broadcast from wherever you have been watching this from. We appreciate your support and tuning in, and we appreciate the support of the Georgian Dragon Pub for being able to put this broadcast on. For Cole Weaver, for everyone here at Ballard FC, I'm Peyton Behrens. 3-0 is our final score here from Interbay Soccer Stadium. We will see you on Sunday afternoon.